Oh! Sound. That's immediately much more terrifying now that I hear something. I know the dogs have glowing eyes in this. Alright, I was about to say, I remember dogs not showing up that early. I don't remember much about this game, and that actually is kind of terrifying. Relatively light. Save point. If it's locked, it normally wouldn't even budge that much. If you won't open the door now... Hey, wait a minute. Huh. Whoever they are, they're scared of me more than I'm scared of them. There's some Z fighting there. Nah, you don't encounter spiders until much later in the game. At least, thought you didn't. Begin this record still in the hope that the great work we have undertaken here might one day be of scientific value. Despite the chaos which has ensued in the 6 hours previous, my aim is to remain secure until what help there may be arrives, and to that end I have barricaded myself into a small workshop area in the abandoned part of the mine. I hope that the meager food rations here will keep me alive, and that those I hide from will not jeopardize that. Perhaps this mine really is cursed. It's almost precisely 30 years since the incident that brought us here, and now, 30 years on, fate has struck again. I forecasted that today the rescue crews would arrive, but I can only hypothesize that they would be unaware of my location and hence busy themselves evacuating the other survivors. If they have not arrived by tomorrow, I will go out in search of them. My first mistake was to make assumptions on the matter of rescue. My second mistake was to make assumptions on the safety of this mine. My third mistake was to act on both those assumptions in going outside of my safe haven. My best estimate is that I left the workshop where I was secured about 2 days ago in search of aid, and I have only found danger. I approached the old living quarters, but curiously could find no sign of life whatsoever. I returned in what I thought was the direction of which I had come, but I found myself in an unfamiliar locale. Confused but focused, I attempted to make my way home, but I found myself threatened by some species of feral creatures, which seems to have made its home in this old mine. It seems to have made this old mine its home. Although the specimen bore significant interest to me, I chose to retreat only to find myself outmaneuvered and outnumbered by the beasts. I turned and ran, injuring my ankle in the process, which I believe now is most likely a sprain rather than a fracture. For some time I cowered and fled into the darkness, but a few hours ago I discovered a door leading to a smaller, disused part of the mine. The key for which I still have in my pocket. Within that area, I discovered this storeroom, and I think it should keep me safe for some time. This place is a maze. My lesson learnt: I will not venture out again until I'm certain the area is safe. Rescue is rescue seems increasingly unrealistic. Supplies diminishing, lots of spiders in the place. I do not like spiders. I caught one of the accursed 8-legged beasts nestling in my open mouth when I woke up this morning. In my surprise, I swallowed it. It's not so much the act of swallowing which concerns me, but the genus of arachnid. It would be unlikely that a cave-dwelling spider would be venomous to any significant degree, but the possibility troubles me all the same. Any known venom would have affected me by now. And so today is the first minor cause... Oh, hey. For celebration I have had since this incident. By lucky coincidence, this revelation also means I have discovered a virtually inexhaustible supply of nutrition. I intend to venture into the basement beneath this storeroom in the name of science to discover more about these creatures' natural habitat. For 4 days now, I've been surviving solely off of quite considerable sustenance provided by the spiders. For some time I was struggling to gather enough of the crunchy little morsels. However, Lady Luck smiled on me once more when the batteries in my torch died, and I made a second life-saving finding. The creature's natural habitat is the dark. With my light now diminished, I need only lie still for a few minutes and I will have attracted enough beasts for a hearty meal. It's fucking gross. But I mean, you gotta eat. So is this the same model as like the normal dog, but with different textures? I guess I can get a better look at it now. There's some sharp, low polygon teeth. Okay, I solved that matter. Now the only other matter is the steam. Actually, I think I've already discovered everything here. Yeah, I think I'm actually supposed to climb back up that. Oh, I found the jump button. Buddy, alright? Hmm. Probably see just a little bit more from here. Okay. Maybe there's something here I'm missing. Did that really? Should probably move that. It's only the second time you've gotten used to it. Gotten to use it, I should say. I'm curious, can I just break the game? Here's me. Oh. Excuse me, I need that. Need my rock back. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I just don't know how to tackle this anymore. It's been so long. My earlier assumptions and the benign nature of my cellmates may have been made in error. After a careful autopsy, I am concerned that there may be a small volume of natural chemicals stored in the stomach which, if ingested regularly over a period of time, may be psychotropic and even lethal. My only chance is to break out of here and raid any stashes of supplies I can. However, the evidence against such a move is insurmountable. I have no source of light. I swore to myself I wouldn't leave until I heard human voices outside. The spiders are so tasty. From the marks I have been making on the walls and my scribbled diary entries, which in the dark may amount to an illegible scrawl, today is the 100th day of my new life. Over the past month, my edible friends have become more and more aggressive and have swelled in number and size. Whether or not this is a result of my plundering their ecosystem, I am unsure. However, at the rate of growth, they will soon be too large to crawl through the gaps in the walls, and for all I know, I could only be seeing the tip of the iceberg. If all else fails and I am never recovered, I hope at least that my study of, and indeed involvement with, these fascinating creatures will one day be regarded as an important point in natural history. The greatest names in modern science got there more through fluke than talent, and it appears that this rule has extended itself to my discovery of this delicious new species. I pray that the second rule deems my I only pray that the second rule deems my breakthrough too insignificant. For all the great discoveries, I tend to consume their inventor. I probably butchered that. An earthquake there. This looks more solid. At all. Should probably bring this to the man. Oh wait. Something tells me that man doesn't need the food anymore. That's a tongue. Too long to be humans, I think. Too big to be humans as well. I've been... so... It has been some time since I recorded any findings in relation to the spiders with whom I have shared my existence for the past 8 months, partly due to my enforced retreat from their basement territory. Not too long ago, their behavior has become overtly aggressive, and I so have attempted to barricade the main entrance to their lair and secured myself within one of the smaller rooms above it, the only one with an operational door lock. The other reason is that I've been recovering from a minor operation which I forced to conduct myself, without the aid of anesthetic. Oh god. Even if I did have any anesthetic or surgical tools, I couldn't afford to be less than diligent with my work, so anesthetic was out. Surgical tools are all well and good, but although it may be becoming old and rusty, I still trust my penknife to do the job just as well. The procedure itself was elementary enough, a simple amputation of a non-vital organ. I began to notice a thick glue-like substance forming on my tongue and was forced to accept that it had become infected through constant toxin ingestion. Another century of days comes and goes. It seems like so long since I escaped here. At some stage since my last entry, I attempted to return from whence I came. That which I originally was fleeing seems a far worse than the one I now face. However, in the time since I arrived from the larger mine system, a cave-in has occurred, blocking any further access. I was forced to return and accept whatever end life has in store for me. I hear my aggressive little friends scratching on the door to my cell. Rest in peace, Spider-Man. I think it's after this moment that dogs are actually introduced too. Come back here so I can kill you. Can't do much, can you? Man, I never realized how low poly you were. Or your lack of paws, or any actual discernible features beyond the fact that you look like you came right out of Resident Evil. Alright. So they aren't that bad. I can do this. They're the main enemies of the game. I won't lie. When it escaped from me, that was kind of tense. But this is the one that's locked, right? Oh wait, no, that's how I came in. Come on out. Okay, I really shouldn't be scared of this. I know I can beat them. Safe room, safe room. Oh my god, my heart. This is actually terrifying. Oh. I have not been scared like this in a while. And okay, if you think I'm just being a wimp, I'll just say this. I have played this game before. I should know that the dogs aren't that scary. They honestly aren't. Until you get into VR, because keep in mind, yeah, this isn't exactly a convincing hand, no. But like, I feel like I'm in here, because I can move this door. And as far as I'm aware, everything I'm hearing is right around me somewhere. So I think we're gonna actually call this quits. Let it be known that this is the first VR horror game I've played that actually made me quit out of fear.